So I think when you are ready, we can start the session for today.
Yes, Ram, sure. So, thank you. Good evening, friends. We have a wonderful energy of Madhaviji today. It's very good to start with fully cheerful about Europe. And I welcome you again today. Thank you so much. And as usual, we are learning the Soul Lessons on Soul Purpose book. And we are still in the part one. So, part one is about learning to use your creative power. And this book is divided into two parts, as you know. And the first part has 10 lessons, and in this part one we have learned that we are the divine immortal beings, and we are also a co-creator with the divine, and we have to be very careful about our thoughts, as creation begins with the thought, and as well as use our feelings, because feelings energize our creation, and we create in pictures. And then we further learn that we have to be always live in the present, not in the future, not in the past. And creation happens in the present. And further, we also learn that divine energy flows through you, not from you, which means you are the vessel for the divine energy. And last week we learned that refine your reason. So that means question everything, and use your intellect wisely, not to just believe blindly everything, but use your sharp intellect also. With that, we will go to the ninth lesson, which is follow your inner voice. And I will read that after our meditation session. So that's the recap of the book so far. And before we follow our heart and listen to our inner voice, let us quieten ourselves. So please close your eyes, clasp your hands, and cross your feet, and just sit comfortably and observe your normal, natural breath. Just inhale and exhale. Let it be as natural, and you are just observing it. By just inhaling and exhaling, you're fully relaxed with every breath. Notice the thoughts and just let them go. Bring back your attention to your breath. Just be in this moment. Remember that meditation is inner journey. Bring back your attention to the breath, friends. You're more relaxed with each and every breath, and you're less reactive to the outside world. Observe everything as if it's a movie, without any judgments, and bring back attention to the breath. Breath is your teacher. Bring back your attention always to the breath. Become aware and centered in this moment, always conscious and always in this moment. Let this moment not slip away. So, as a breath, observe every breath and to not get lost in all the thoughts. Stay with your breath for the last 4 minutes. Last 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Slowly get back to your surroundings and gently put your fingers on your eyes, taking in all the cosmic energy. And you may open your eyes whenever you are ready. And whoever wants to continue, please go ahead. Thank you so much, friends, for the amazing meditation. And with that, I will go ahead with the soul lesson 9. And this is called Follow Your Inner Voice. And the guides go ahead. Follow your inner voice, the quiet, guiding expression of your higher self. It is found in the heart, the home of the divine intelligence in your physical body. Your interior counsel is different from the directives of your ego. It is calm, direct, and clear, and serves not only your best interests but the good of all persons. It does not flatter or condemn, and never tells you what to do. It only makes gentle suggestions that support your authentic path. It is your soul's compass in this life, and it keeps you from becoming lost in the confusion of the world. It is available to guide you at all times. To connect to its wisdom, simply focus on your heart and listen. In order to truly hear, you must first disengage from other voices. To begin with, stop soliciting opinions from others. It is perfectly fine to seek direction and support from all available resources. But in the end, let your own higher self be your final and ultimate authority. Listen to your inner voice with your entire being, with every cell in your body. Have you ever been alone in a house and heard an unfamiliar sound? Can you recall how all the thoughts racing through your mind came to a complete standstill as you were alerted to the potential intruder? This kind of undivided cellular attention gives you access to your inner voice. The ability to focus on this level is developed through regular periods of quiet reflection, contemplation, prayer, and meditation. Start with 5 minutes and gradually increase to how much ever you would like per day. This becomes easier more and more, relaxing with practice. No one can determine for you whether you are listening to your inner voice or your ego. Part of your soul's work is to make that distinction in on your own. However, we can offer clues to help you. Your divine wisdom will affirm your spirit, leaves you feel confident, eases your insecurities, encourages self-love and acceptance of yourself, is honest, and inspires you to be more generous and courageous. If you do not experience these things, your ego is playing tricks on you. Change the channel because you are tuned into something that does not serve your soul. So, after this, the guides will stop their dictation, and the author has some experiences with her clients. So she tells that she tells, especially as you know, that there is a 10 like in the DNA there is a 10% of the part which is actually a mystery, and it is the primary area of study for most geneticists ever. And this is also called junk DNA. So many scientists were like marveled once they discovered why is this junk DNA and what it is. And a reporter asked the chief of the scientists there, and how he asked, how did it happen that you never discovered this before? And then he replies, scientists are no different from anyone else. We see what we are trying to observe and hear what we have been taught to listen for. From one generation to the next, no one questioned the information that was passed on. They simply accepted it as a fact, at least that is, until one of our researchers began to have doubts about it. He said, my inner voice told me to check the data, and I did. So, this is one example where even the most intellectuals stop questioning, and they just use the same data that was passed to generations. But finally, one scientist came and said he tapped his inner voice, and this is what again guides will go further. Learn to distinguish the voice of your higher self from the advice of other discarnate entities, such as spirit guides and nature elementals. Even though they can be helpful, some are mischievous and may mislead you. Specifically, be alert to flattery, as this is the typical way of gaining your attention on confidence. So, here again, the author gives one more example. The author had a client named Fran, and he suddenly said that he was so excited to into his divine essence. And he also said, um, my higher self said that not everyone is as elevated as I am, and that I am a special soul. And our author asks, how does that make you feel? He says, wonderful, like I won a prize. And the author asks, if you are so exceptional, what will that get you? He said, I don't know. Like I want to be better than everyone else. The author asks, isn't that a bit isolating? He said, like it is his message that he is the best from everyone else. So finally, after this long discussion, it is clear that it is not the higher self that is speaking through this client, but rather some other entity. So it's always like guides tell to be focusing on the higher self and how it feels, and they don't separate from or contradict in any way from the higher self. So from here again they continue, do not listen to anything other than your inner voice. It is the highest, most reliable counsel that you can pursue along your soul's path. Consult it about all things in your life because it is your most beloved friend. Clear the unwanted noise and external influences so that you can communicate without distraction. When you are ready to connect, you will. Your higher self has always been present. You have only withdrawn your attention from it. Now you can apply the lesson. If you cannot discern your inner voice, need the constant bombardment on the TV, radio, iPod, or internet to fill the quiet, read a lot of newspapers and magazines, and never question the information that they contain, then you are a student. If you ask for other people's opinions and seek expert advice, but do not necessarily follow it, do what your family and friends say, but secretly wish you could break free or run away, and paying attention to your inner feelings and talk to them, but only with safe people, and you crave for some solitude, then you are apprentice. If you are tired of listening to others, speak up when you disagree, or making time for yourself, even if you have to battle for it, are called to learn to meditate, practice yoga, or go on a retreat, then you are journeyman. If you set aside periods for quiet without exception, Check in with your inner voice before making a decision or commitment. Listen to and stick with your highest guidance, even if it angers, disappoints, or upsets someone else, and confident that you will be safely led and able to discern all intuitive input. Then you are on well your way to master this lesson. So here the guides will end the dictation, friends, and finally the author gives us, as usual, the tips. If you are a student, refrain from asking anybody and everybody to comment on your life, especially about what you should do. Heighten your sensitivity to your higher self by listening to a beloved piece of music and see how many voices and instruments you can discern. Avoid mindlessly talking too much, particularly with people you are seeking approval from. If you are an apprentice, wean yourself from newspaper, radio, and TV, at least in the morning, and enjoy the quiet. Pay attention to your words. Are you expressing how you genuinely feel and what you believe in? Or are you repeating the thoughts, ideas, and sentiments that you have acquired from others? Ask your inner voice to speak up and then be polite, patient, and enough and attentive enough to listen. If you are a journeyman, pray quietly every day. Create as much as silence in your routines possible with the intention to turn within. Do not seek for others to approve your soul wisdom. Instead, journal, pray, and contemplate your guidance to achieve further clarity. If you are on your way to mastering this lesson, begin each day by listening to your higher self and ask it to refuse all input that does not align with your soul path. Create a quiet sanctuary in your home where you can speak directly to your divine inner being. Talk less and listen more. And this is the end of the tips. And finally, your soul's lesson to listen only to the higher self. Your soul's purpose to model the personal grace, power, and authority that comes from living in alignment with your true spirit. So, with this, friends, thank you so much. The lesson number 9 ends saying that how great tips as how to connect to your inner voice, and also again we come across the discernment, like be careful what which voice is inside. And I also recollect I read the book, and it really shows how much these discarnate entities or other, let's say, mischievous entities play with people, or the so-called channels. If you are not careful to what you are going to, you might listen various voices which are not really uplifting. So one must be very, very, very careful and only follow the highest self. Yeah. Thank you so much, friends. And with this, I would love to listen from you. What do you think about this lesson? And any experiences would be great. So you can go ahead and unmute yourself. Thank you so much.
And
Hi, Ram.
so thanks a lot. I always, I keep saying this, and again, I would like to say, I always wait very curiously for these soul lessons. Every one of them is a next inch forward to what we just heard last week. So this is also wonderful one to hear how to tap in to the higher, how do you say, to the inner self or the higher connection, and hear that inner voice. And at the same time, the way you put that discernment in place, it's kind of funny when you were explaining like there would be some mischievous entities. But yeah, it is so. And I do recollect, reading Untold Story of Sita. last week. I had very good time reading that book, completing that book, and in that book too, even Mata Sita had to undergo this particular test of connecting and hearing to her own voice or the higher voice, but at the
Mhm.
same time, discerning when she was in Lanka, all those things that were coming to her memory, pushed from, let's say, Ravana, how she was almost falling trap of those things until she could gain back her power and start to discern things. So I think the soul lesson is so wonderful again. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Shashank.
Yes, thank you so much, Ram. It's always great to hear your wisdom on this every soul lesson. Thank you so much. And yeah, about the mischievous entities or like such like not coming from the higher self. I read in a book called The Siren Call of Hungry Ghosts, a riveting investigation into channeling and spirit guides. I found this and it's quite quite interesting because in the beginning the people will be channeling in a group and they will start getting messages and these entities are quite deceiving because in the beginning they will support and they will be behaving like a great guide, and only later and later people will realize that the channels were heavily dependent on these messages, and they will start playing tricks. So they will only when their own personal lives were a bit not destroyed but affected by such messages, they will realize that these are not the messages coming from a higher source. So it took a long time for them to really realize this. And it's really interesting book and it will with a gripping story. So I finished like within 1 week, like what happens next. And it's quite important to discern. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, I think yes, discernment comes from various experiences that come through in our understanding of things, even on day-to-day life, right? How we
Yeah.
discern things like the one that was said when you read the news, how do you buy into it?
Mm.
So even this junk DNA, the way you started, yeah. So all
Yeah.
these things, yes, yeah. Lot of examples. Thank you, Shashank.
Thank you, Ram.
Thank you, Shashank, for the wonderful session and for the soul lesson.
Thank you, Madhviji.
Yeah, especially when you said that with always connect to your higher perspective and also always listen to your heart, like get inside of yourself to understand and to take a decisions. It was a wonderful way that you have explained it. Really, this is how much really helps us in our daily lives to understand before we start speaking also, or before we start acting on some things, to understand ourselves within ourselves, like to talk about with our higher perspective what it could be or what it can be. And you're right that like a mischievous thoughts. And yeah, that's really a great stories. I mean, I wanted to buy this book and really read all the sessions, like, at a stretch. It's so nice to read on. Thank you so much that you take so much. I really wonder that all the masters here, they take so much time to read and explain and provide the services. Really, it's a really great and honor to get such sessions. Thank you so much. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Madhviji. It's
Thank you.
as I tell every time, like it really helps also like me to that these messages really go deeper, and I'm able to apply each soul lesson, although like not fully, but every time I can see like in the past weeks how the soul lessons are really always coming into me and right at the moment where I have to act. So also like
Yes.
I'm so grateful that every one of you are here.
Yes, I'm also very
Yeah.
grateful that how masters are really teaching about all, like
Yeah.
bringing this awareness about these whole lessons and how to be with the highest perspective in everyday life, and then for every situation we come across. There's so much tough time, all this, like, in the daily lives also, even a small thing, it will become so hurdle. And at that time, we are ready to act on a right way. Like after learning these sessions, we are really able to solve those things. Really, I appreciate, and I'm very much glad to have you all around. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So anybody else, friends, would like to share?
Mr. Sangamita ji was unmuting. Yes, Sangamita ji, would you like to share something?
Um, yes, I was just in a deep meditation and I actually bought that book and it's really, really good. Like I just follow like every week in one session, with Sashank. And it's really like when you actually hear your inner voice, you always be right. And, you know, through observation, or if even we have some trouble or question or something to ask, and we just want that, it's automatically come actually. So that's this book is very awesome to guide for each day. And I actually bought that book, so it's really good. Thank you.
That's great to know, Sangamita ji. Yeah,
Yes.
totally agree. It guides.
It's kind of like little difficult, like day-to-day activity, like you have a two voice, inner voice, and then something, the practical one, and it's just like two voice, and you have to decide which one you have to pick up, where you to go, which way you follow. So it's kind of little kind of like a war between inside your mind. But if you follow, you are stubborn or you're resilient and you follow, then it work out. That's why I observe. you know
Yes, totally agree, Sangamita ji.
yeah. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. I also experienced that the more we meditate, the more we
Yeah.
really
Yes.
quieten, then
Yes.
we can
Mhm.
more. It's not every time for me, either at least for me, it's not about hearing, but it
Yeah.
comes through feelings or
Yes.
a kind of inspirations, and
Yes.
that I have to like go in this way. It's not like I have to, but this is a possibility, and this really this message really uplifts me, and yeah, the more we act on
Yeah, the
that.
yes, that is,
Yes.
I also noticed the more meditation, like an hour, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, it is better if you meditate all the time, but that isn't possible all the time. But and I also think one way, like I usually follow Beam, and then I also meditate morning, and but when I don't follow my like routine, that but I follow routine because I'm not disciplined. So I follow, like, try to follow Beam. And I also have one group in 9, and I'm doing Buddha CEO now, starting from yesterday. But when, there is no routine and I'm following from my heart, like you sit to meditate for 1 hour thinking, and you end up like 2 or 3 hours. That is much more like better, like qualitatively better. But
Mm.
that not always happen because I think I'm just an ordinary human being, and you need to have that resilient and passion, I think, to. But once you, I think you have the feeling, like if you know what is the taste of water, so you know that you are missing when you are missing, so you will go back to again. So yeah, the more time anybody can, it's that. Yeah, you are right.
Yeah. Even the author, like someone asked the author, like Sonia Shokit, about like how does it feel when you are in a meditative state. So she also says the biggest challenge in meditation is like also the expectation that you can completely zone out and be in other realms. And most of the time it doesn't happen because we are in the
Yes,
reality.
reality.
So yeah.
That is the problem. Yeah, reality.
Yeah.
But when you cut off everything, all
Mm,
um, news or anything. Like nowadays, this Afghan stuff. This thing is
mm,
bothering me, and the people are suffering. That is bothering me, and no matter how much I close my eyes, it's this thing is coming to my mind, like how people are suffering, and I'm not getting that feeling anymore. So I have a question, like the people who like meditate like hour after hour and cut off from the world, are they selfish people?
oh.
Sometimes I think, am I selfish because I do not want to know about what is going on for the other world, how people are suffering, or um, I don't want to listen to anything what is going on in a real world. Instead of I'm just concentrating on myself because I want to have that, inner peace. And do you think people I am selfish? I sometimes think that way. I don't know.
I mean, I can tell from my understanding, but here masters Madhu and Ram can
Yeah.
tell better. But I think from this, like, first we have to, like, we need to know the sphere of our influence. And if we ourselves are not at peace, we cannot really help anyone else. And like most of the time, suffering is, yeah, it's really complicated. Like you have only it really depends how you can affect other people, and just consuming the news can really affect your peace. And it's no way any selfish to cut off from the source that's causing you this yeah, this pain. So this is my take. So first you have to be peaceful within yourself to help others or world. But
Yes,
others have different.
I agree. I agree totally with you. And because of that, you need to cut off from, your friends who maybe need you, but, little irritating, or they're negative, and that, your friend or your acquaintance has some problem, and you feel obligated to call and talk, and then your brain just messed up. So I
Mm.
don't know. That is maybe my problem. And that
Yeah,
is definitely, maybe one day we can discuss that, how we can balance that
here I
stuff.
see Madhaveji.
Yeah, anybody have answer?
Madhaveji,
No,
you
I
request.
actually I don't want to answer it, but it's also my experience, I would say, for Sangamita, like G, that uh, the fear, as the Shashank just now explained it, we have to overcome ourselves actually to understand within ourselves whatever it is, if it is going really angerness, or like if it is going any kind of a deep fear, or maybe emotions, or maybe the pain, grief, everything we have to come ourselves. It's not from the external source. The day when we understand and the day when we introduce ourselves so well, then I think you get all your answers. You can
So
overcome
I just
everything.
remember that Patriji, one of the session, he said that you do not worry or bother about anything what is going on in this world. Whoever
Yes,
is, people are dying or war or
yes.
everything. Because it's going to happen. I mean, again and again and again, and you do not have to look at it. But Patriji is in some other realm, and I am in scratching. So the moment I opened my, the news in the morning, and I saw this, the what is going on there, I know it's going to be bad. Bad something is coming because of some, silly political stuff people did, and I have kind of sadness inside my heart that so many people are going to suffer again. So yeah, I
I
know, but I know what, but that is the ideal one. But Patriji said that you do not, because you do not think about anything, what is going on. But that can happen like 1 week, but then another week I just involve again. So,
so actually the best part is to meditate and you get the answers what you need to do it if you want.
mhm.
I'll give you an example. This is the same thing which has happened in our family also. Like if we are in south of Germany, and in the north of Germany, I think in yeah, I think so. There we have the floods. I think it's a really really bad floods, and there were around 350 people were died, and the military sources are coming over it. And in our region, all the I mean SAP guys, like IT people, they all have a little more money, so they all are collecting the funds. And everybody were very scared and bothered, and it is so much of rain now. It is very very cold in Germany at the moment. And then me and my husband were deciding, and it's the same story like you. As soon as we listen to them, we are so quite near to them, we are not able to help them, and it is so much pain. Everybody, some people, they lost their houses completely. Nothing is there, the food is there, nothing is there because it's so much floods actually. And then we decided, like it was eating us. And as Ram always says that, Madhvi, sit for 1 hour, sit, like be calm, meditate more, get your answers, don't ask the questions to everybody, get your answers by yourself, sit. Like I am just practicing still, I'm still a beginner, I would say. Then
I
we
am.
decided that, yeah, we decided saying that me and my husband, let's go 2 hours or 3 hours, help them, not just giving the money but just help them, whatever way we can ask them, shall we get the food or shall we get the give the money for them, or shall we, but be present there. We decided that. And then my husband said, me in our my team, okay, I call all my friends, all the cricket match friends are there, at least 4 or 5 families. We are planning to go there and then help them, whatever they wanted. So from, at least we did not act still, at least we got a thought. The thought came from the meditation. And now we are ready, we are just trying to gather it. That way we are getting peace in ourselves. Because as
No,
Patriji said, we cannot solve the problems with
no,
what
we
is going
can't.
on in the world. But when
No.
you get pain and pain inside you, then it will be more pain for you. So you have to sit quiet. Like I think Ram can explain more about the meditation. You have to sit calm yourself and you have to meditate more
It
to
takes hour
understand your
after hour
feelings.
after hour. Yeah. Hour after hour after hour. I know. The more time you spend, the more quickly you become, the tune with your inner self. I know that.
Yes. So this is how it's the same thing happened for us. It's really, and then we are out of that pain, saying that, oh, we are not able to help them or we are not able to support them. Then we decided, no, we can do it if we want. Let's go, at least help them and at least listen to their pains, what they want, and at least ask them what they really want from us. At least like 4 hours of work, cleaning up all those roads or anything what they want. We are ready now. So at least we could, not just listening to the stories or to the newspapers, we are planning to act something. It's for us, not for them actually, it's for us inside,
But
what is
then,
going on.
Madhviji, my inner voice always say that no matter whatever, I cannot control anything. I just can control myself. So that these two boys are always in war. Like, just do not listen to the news. Do not do anything. Just sit down and meditate. Just sit down, or maybe you sleep. Do not bother, because you are not in control. So there is like a two voice is always inside your head. One voice want to go out and help, and another voice like, you don't have a control. You sit down and meditate. So, and maybe you can pray for them. So
Yes, this is
it's
what you
hard.
can do. You can, yeah, it's hard. Always the two voices, they keep on asking you, saying you, or communicating with you, but you have to listen the voice which is much easy for you, or which makes you more peaceful for
Yes,
you. Like as Shashank just now
peaceful for
mentioned,
me.
the higher perspectives of you. If you are able to go for us, we are able to go. We are able to practically do something, and we are planning to do it. So like that, all people cannot do it. So we have to sit quiet and meditate more. Your vibrations, your positive energies itself is fine. You know, when we bow our parents, we don't ask anything. We just say, bless us. What does that mean? That means that blessings are only enough for us when we try to bow our parents. So the same way, like you, if you just bless them, or if you just sit and pray for them, or just to give your vibrations with meditations, that's enough. I think that's more than enough. Not practically acting it physically, so you can do that. Like you can sit and meditate and be calm for yourself. Be peace for yourself first, and then you can give those vibrations. Those vibrations are more than anything else. Really, just
The
practice that.
best thing is the worst thing in this world is cell phone, because you have so much, everything you can know within a second, like what is going on. Like, you open your eyes, you gotta do whatever meditation, and the moment you just see the CNN or BBC and see something, then you just off. And then I was trying to stop that for a long time, but I did that, but then I come back again, today. Yeah, I'm going to try again. So it's just always trying and fail. You fail, and then you can try and fail, and just like that. I know.
You will definitely pass, Sangamita, for sure, Sangamita ji. Really, I have confidence in you. Yes, we all will fail. Every day will fail. For me,
Yeah.
you can ask me, every minute I'm failing. And I'm like overcoming again. Every minute, really. Every second. My thought is always suppressing me. Madhvi, you cannot do it. You have a high blood pressure, you have iron, please don't do it. It always suppresses me, saying that. But the inner voice, like what Shashank said, that inner voice and the higher perspective of you is making you more, divine,
Yeah.
or more
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah.
So you
The
you will
inner,
practice it.
the inner voice is always telling you to right thing to do. We just sometimes don't listen, because we want to watch maybe some Netflix movie. That is really bad, because we are also have some desire. We are human being, and we have desire maybe, and that is a problem. The desire is the root of everything. So even you want to help other people, that is also desire. Yeah, meditation is the key. I know, the more meditate, better. Like, if you meditate 24 hours a whole day, but that's not possible. Oh, some people may do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sagamita ji. I
Thank you,
see
Sangamita ji. Nice
Anita.
experience.
Or So thank you for amazing discussion. We really learned a lot. And if no one else has raised the hand here, I see Anita ji. You can unmute yourself, Anita ji.
Sure. Okay. I'm from USA. I live in New Jersey. So I had
Okay.
the same experience like last year when the COVID time, like, so many deaths going on in New York, like, every day. The thing is, I did was with my experience. I never used to read news. Like, I know something is going on bad, but like, I not reading the news, it make me like, even forget, like, around also like there is a COVID thing going on. I sometimes when I go to grocery stores, I used to even forget the mask to keep because even everybody was wearing masks, and I realized that I forgot the mask because there's the COVID going on, right? So only thing is if you keep on reading the news, that makes you worry, and then like it's hard for us to like So that's my experience. That's what I did. Like So, but like a lot of masters say, and I used to listen to all these PMC channels and all that stuff. So, to divert myself, like being in on that situation, like, when things going on, like it's not like, So that helped me not reading the news. I used to get the headlines, like, just read the headlines and then like, that's it. Like, So, and then I used to pray and do meditate, like, help them, like, whoever in like hard times going on.
Yeah.
So that's why
So, but
because we are not there to help, right? So we read news, but we are not physically there to help them. Like, that's why I heard like Patriji was also saying that, like, you can pray for them, you can meditate for them, give strength and everything to like get out of that situation, but we are not physically go there and help them. So, just meditate for them, um, and give the help for them
yeah, I
astrally.
always think that we human being, we always think that we are above everybody, every animal and plant, and but I think we are the most, what is that called? The violent and selfish creature in
It
the.
is not selfish actually. They came with their destiny. Like, it's not selfish.
I mean,
We
the
have to
whole
give.
world. If you see, I mean, people are so. I mean, if you see the animal kingdom or plant,
I
I mean,
I know, but the thing is, everybody has their own like destiny, right? Like we we come with our own destiny here to this world when we come here. So we cannot, even
people
with
are
our
so
kids, also with our family, sometimes we can do, like sometimes they are far away. If something happens, what we do, we pray for them, we give strength, like, so like that same thing we can do for them also. Like that's what I think, like that's my opinion.
you must watch. I will share in one beam. There's a documentary in My
Mhm.
Teacher Octopussy or Octopus, I think. It's a
Oh, okay.
1 hour documentary. It's number one or within 10 in Netflix documentary.
Sir, my teacher octopus, you
Yes,
said?
yes.
Oh, okay.
I will actually. May I share the link? May I share the link in Beam Meditation? It's in
I think
In,
Netflix.
so.
It's
yes.
really good.
Is it
It's
in the
very
WhatsApp you are
refreshing.
telling?
No, it's
No,
yeah,
it's
yeah, WhatsApp.
You can share. You can share.
Mm.
Okay, so it's like very refreshing, and you will know that we are so innocent actually, and it's very spiritual and very refreshing. Like you will know that no matter how much we think they are actually not evolved, we are actually not evolved. They are actually evolved. So you will see that. It's a beautiful documentary. You'll
But
see.
thing is, like,
I post it.
don't watch too much news. Like, news
No, I
makes us
don't.
so
I don't actually.
down.
I read. No, I don't. I actually read the headlines, and you.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
have to go there, but I know there is going on, and now
I know.
you know
Yeah.
No.
Astrally, you can sit down and then, invite the masters, and then astrally, you can ask the help, in the
Yeah,
meditation.
I have to
Yeah.
probably hide my cell phone before I go to sleep. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, but yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Master Madhu or Master Ram.
Yeah, Shashank. Always nice topics comes with nice wisdom sharing that we had all this half an hour, 1 hour. So wonderful. And just like we all wish to do great things, and in order to do great things, we have to become great. Not great in the sense big, but truly connecting to who we are. That is what is great, which is simple, but connecting to our true self. So that is what, even in silence, we can do greater things. That is what we keep on learning day by day. And again, I refer back what I read last week. And if anyone did not yet read this book, Untold Story of Sita, or if you have read and if you want to reread, that's a wonderful book. Even Mata Sita, we are talking Mata Sita, um, she accomplished many things in meditation, in meditation, in meditation, in meditation, with the help of meditation, with the help of meditation, with the help of meditation. So, whatever are our external needs or desires or wishes, or to do wonderful things outside, can be accomplished because of these examples that we have with us now with meditation. We want to help the whole world, meditate equally for the whole world. There are 7 billion people, you have to meditate 7 billion minutes. Don't, if it is like this. If I want to eat gulab jamun, I have to put the effort of making gulab jamun. So and I will have the gulab jamun. It is not a rocket science. So if I have this feeling to help the world, it is not rocket science too. We have to put equal effort in meditation. And yes, our great thoughts of helping the whole world can be easily accomplished. However, we have to put that equal amount of effort. So it is always inner, inner and inner. Whatever we have a question in the outer, the way is inner. The accomplishments come from inner, realizations come from inner, healings come from inner. So that is what we all, each one of us, must be doing more and more and more and more and more and more and more. So thank you. Thank you, Anita ji. Thank you, Sangamita ji. Madhavi ji. Thank you. Shashank. Thank you. So it's all wonderful, wonderful discussions.
So I share actually the link, and I hope that everybody will watch, and I'm sure that everybody will like it.
Inshallah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, Ram.
Thank you. Thank you, Shashank. So if you allow Shashank, we will wind up the session.
Oh, yes,
for
please.
today.
Yeah. Over to you, Ram. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, each and everyone who have joined here today, being with the group, coming forward and sharing your wisdom, your realizations. And with this, we end this evening session. However, we have a wonderful announcement that from tomorrow morning, we have a 61 days breath and meditation topics sharing sessions, just like we had in the past. No death sessions and we heal ourselves sessions, which are compilations of various topics by various masters. So starting from tomorrow, 6 a.m. Germany time, 5 a.m. UK time, we would be having, or let's say 11 p.m. CST, US time, we would be having daily for 61 days a topic or a wisdom sharing by a master, which are coming from a compiled book of breath and meditation. So do join, meditate, and let's journey together on this another wonderful journey. Thank you. Thank you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful time ahead.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Masters. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you,
Bye bye.
everybody. Bye.
Bye. Bye.